All right, quick update that I wanted to bring you guys in on what's going on with the Iowa caucus. So the caucus that wasn't. Basically, we're still waiting on a legitimate official result. We actually just have the newest updated results now. These are not the final results, but we'll get into that. So basically, you all know how much of a disaster the Iowa caucuses were. There was corruption, there was collusion, there was shady companies, shady tech companies called Shadow and Acronym that were bought by some of the candidates, like Pete Buttigieg, for example, who ended up winning the initial count, who actually declared victory when there was literally 0% voting. I mean, again, of course, most of us have already forgot about this shit. But at the time, I was furious because the only point of the Iowa caucus, it has 40 delegates out of thousands of delegates. It doesn't really weigh anything as far as the final results of this whole process go. It's really just about momentum. It's really a momentum game. And so Buttigieg basically schemed to get a momentum bump. And as a matter of fact, he did catch more momentum after the Iowa caucus. Now, we've had the recount that was requested by the Bernie Sanders campaign, and then Pete Buttigieg's campaign just as a just default asked to have a recount done as well. And look at this bullshit. After the recanvass, Pete Buttigieg is only leading Bernie by 0.08 SDE equivalents. Holy shit. And it actually comes out to a 0.004% lead. So it's a virtual tie at this point. I mean, obviously you have to say, that little 0.08 means everything as far as who they declare the winner goes. But again, we haven't had an official winner declared. The Associated Press hasn't yet declared a winner because Bernie's campaign's not done there. We got the recanvass. We got the results changed slightly. Bernie within 0.004. And now Bernie is going to call for a full recount of several precincts. So I believe Bernie Sanders' campaign has identified the most problematic precincts, some 12 precincts where there's still some outlying errors, probably some very glaring errors that more than likely are going to swing in Bernie's favor. If they recanvass, brought Bernie within 0.004%, I can only imagine that after a recount, and they have to give him a recount, he's going to be put over the top. But by then, I mean, it's really just a formality at this point. The momentum of the Iowa caucus is long gone. We'll have had, the New Hampshire primary, Nevada, probably South Carolina, maybe even Super Tuesday by the time this is all said and done. So really, it doesn't. It's really about it's about pride at this point, more than anything, and restoring faith in democracy, just getting something right. Bernie Sanders won the first alignment by 6,000 votes. 6,000 votes, and then the second alignment by like 2,500 votes. That's not a small margin in a small state like Iowa, in a primary of all things. So for all intents and purposes, Bernie Sanders won the Iowa caucus. He didn't get any of the media coverage because the media has been playing this game and not taking Bernie seriously as a candidate. And of course the DNC pulling their strings and doing their shady shit, and Pete Buttigieg, Lord knows what kind of shady connections he's got going on. But at the end of the day, the right result, I think, will be put out there. And overall, Bernie, we can pretty much safely say Bernie won Iowa. So we have a couple of weeks to wait until the official results of the recount, and then we'll be able to put this story to rest and move on from this disastrous Iowa caucus. And that'll be that. So we'll update once we get the actual final result. But for now, Bernie Sanders, again, creeps within the lead of Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg maintains his lead by 0.08 state delegates. And we'll see where we're at in a couple of weeks.